What's up guys, how are you guys doing? In this video I want to talk to you guys about a strictly free-to-play strategy I've been trying to use, and I figure I just tell you guys. And the strategy is about how many characters should you guys be actually focusing on, okay? Speaking of like for free-to-play players only, okay? If you are a whale, you could build any character you want, okay? Because there's so many good deals inside the cash shop right here. Yeah, you could progress like uber fast, okay? But for free-to-play players, resources are scarce, right? So I kind of want to talk to you guys about how many characters you guys should be focusing on that could also get you all the way to end the game and stuff like that, okay? Both for PvE and PvP as well, okay? So the strategy I've been trying to use is focusing on 8 characters only, okay? Max 8 characters only, right? So so you don't spread your resources too thin. Yeah, focusing on 8 characters at least is, I think, the the kind of the bar you guys want to set for yourself, okay? Of course, my account is nothing crazy, right? Because I'm not trying to rush in the game, because at that point, when people rush in the game, they're gonna get bored very quickly when they run out of things to do, okay? So I'm not trying to rush to the end game. I'm actually mainly waiting for Rosaria to come out, and then I could progress a great deal, okay, once she comes out, because I'm planning to max her out and stuff like that, and I have a feeling that she's gonna be helping me quite a lot when it comes to progressing as well, okay? But yeah, for me personally, there's 8 characters I'm focusing on right now that I'm just trying to build them as much as possible, okay? The first one's of course Belle, right? And then it's Ashura right here, and then we have Banniger right here, right? The 4 cards, there's 8 cards I'm trying to focus on. And then if we go down here, I am focusing on Emily right here, so as my 4th character. We got Hilde, my 5th character, and then Banniger Claire, my 6th character, right? I'm still trying to decide my 7th character. It's between Lacey, Roberta right here. She's actually amazing right here, Roberta, or Sierra right here, okay? Of course, my 8th character gonna be Rosaria, which I'm gonna be maxing out, max duping and everything. And so once she comes out, I'll have my, I guess, 7th card, and then I'll decide on who to focus on between these 3 right here, okay? So yeah, it's between Sierra right here, Roberta, or Lacey. The reason I'm not trying to build Lacey as much is because I feel like once Rosaria comes, she pretty much is going to replace Lacey, okay, in my account. And so I don't know if I should be spending any more resource into building her. I know she's really good everywhere, but Rosaria just seems absolutely broken. And yeah, she's going to be my main go-to for cosmic DPS character, okay? So those are the 8 character, I guess in this case 7 character including Rosaria, and then I've not decided on the 8 character yet. So those are the cards I'm trying to focus on. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about, right? So just try to focus on, like, 8 characters. You guys should be fine, because in the game, yeah, especially for PvE, you don't really need like 2 teams or anything. Maybe in the future there might be a new game mode that comes out where it requires 2 teams, which means you guys are already prepared, because you guys are focusing on 8 characters and you can only put 4 characters in one team, right? So you'll have enough for a 2-team setup. And when it comes to PvP, the reason I say 8 characters, because if you have a really good 8 character build, and you are playing like RTA and stuff like that, and then let's say they banned one of your main DPS character, and they pre-banned one of your other DPS character, right? So you have easy replacement prepared, right, to go and stuff like that, right? So having about like 8 maximum character is going to be a lot useful for you guys, and for for your account as well, right? So that's the kind of strategy I'm trying to focus on. And yeah, of course you could sprinkle in some other characters in between, right? For example, I am using, even though I don't use even though I don't use her like as my main character, I actually use Charlotte in some places, just because of her beautiful buffs right here. That gives you 30% crit rate and 30% attack boost, right? Very, very good character right here. And somebody like Tanya is also really amazing. I have not built her yet, but you could sprinkle some resource into her. But the reason Tanya is really good as well, she have an AoE crit rate buff, right? Which is amazing, right? She's, I think, one of the fewest character that could give AoE crit rate boost to your entire team, which is crazy, right? So some characters like those are actually really good. Similar with Scarlet as well, right? I'm kind of trying to prepare Banniger Scarlet for PvP because of her beautiful debuffs right here, right? She can reduce she got AoE debuff that reduce the enemy speed by 20%, and she also have AoE skill that reduce healing. Actually, no, it's not AoE. It's a single target skill that reduces a single enemy's healing received by 50%, which is really good, right? So so cards like those you guys can kind of sprinkle in between, but try to focus most of your resources toward your main 8 characters. Okay, like I said, right? Of course, like, and you know, whenever you feel the need, you guys can kind of like put some resource into other characters, right? I'm kind of trying to also build a little bit Lydia, right? Just because of this right here, beautiful skill right here, right? Summon Cuckoo Tentacles to attack all enemies, inflict all enemies with unknown hex for 2 turns with a 50% chance, right? Unknown hex lets her apply a debuff that reduces effect resistance by 20% and also speed by 20%, right? I mean by 10%, which is really good. The main reason I'm trying to build Lydia is just to pair her with my Belle, right? They are great together, right? So cards like that you guys can kind of sprinkle you know, in between your 8 characters, but definitely, man, when it comes to resource, spreading, right? You definitely want to, you know, try to focus on your main 8 characters. Okay, yeah, let me know what kind of cards you guys are also focusing on in building, right? Of course, if you are a whale, this doesn't apply to you because, you know, you can just spend money and then, you know, just, you know, get everything you need, right? For example, I have a friend who's like a mega whale right here. Look at this, right? Yeah, look at this, right? This chart-like. Sorry if to use it as an example, but look at it, right? This is a whale right here, and he's already a grandmaster and stuff like that, right? So someone like him doesn't really need to worry about, you know, focusing on a specific card, right? Look at, he's already at 224 floors. You know, he already did 24,636, right? Which is insane, and he's already at 6.9 on hard mode, right? So yes, that's why I said like this is mainly for free-to-play players. Okay, so again, there's a lot of events that's happening that give you a lot of resources, but even though it's a lot of resources, you will run out of resources very quickly, right? Of course, all these events, they give you amazing resources, right? This is one of the best events right here, right? It gives you a lot of affinity material right here. It gives you a lot of skill upgrade materials, right? Some of the stores, see, I already cleaned some of them up, right? I picked up all the, you know, the resonance material right here, right? Events like this, they give you a lot of, you know, currency resources to kind of, you know, use to build your cards and stuff like that, but you don't want to spread those resources too thin, right? I still need to pick up this jumps though. I ain't gonna lie, right? That's a lot of jumps right here waiting for me, right? That's 1k, and then 1k right here. So that's 3,000 jumps waiting for me right here to pick up, right? So yeah, that's what I mean, right? So just try to focus on 8 characters maximum, okay, when you guys are trying to, you know, put a bunch of resources into your cards, right? Of course, in the future there is going to be newer cards that come out that could potentially power creep, you know, your like main characters, but until that time comes, you guys can set yourself up for, you know, success and stuff like that, right? So yeah, that's what I want to talk to you guys about, and yeah, let me know what kind of cards you guys are focusing on, right? So that way, you know, I can get an idea on like how you guys are strategizing when it comes to resource spreading and stuff like that, right? Anyways, thank you for watching, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and bye bye guys.